Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and today we're going to discuss how to use the manual settings on the remote control of the Osaki OS-3D Pro Dreamer massage chair. Now, every chair has automated pre-programmed settings where you push a button and it puts you into a program like morning or night or muscle relief or stretch. But every chair also has manual settings so that you can move the rollers where you want them to go, do what you want them to do at the speed that you want them to do it, and you can employ airbags, any airbags that you want, maybe just the arms, maybe just the legs. All of the chairs have that customization capability, and the Dreamer's no different. So I'm going to show you briefly how you access this on the remote control. So we're going to zoom in on the remote. On the bottom of the Dreamer remote, and by the way, this also applies to the Osaki 7200 and the CR and the Osaki 7200H. They all have the same remote control. The difference with this one is that you have the 3D settings there, and we're not going to go into that today. But at the bottom of the remote is this latch. When you pull that little flap back, you will see these various and sundry caricatures, and these represent the different modes like kneading and tapping, kneading and pummeling. You know, and shiatsu, it tells you the different things you can do. So what you do first of all is you select what you want the chair to do for you in the area that we're going to have it work. So let's pick kneading. Oh, actually, of course, you'll want to turn the chair on, and I'm going to move over to the side so we can see this. Now, let's say we want to have kneading, and we turn on the kneading, and you're going to see the rollers here are kneading, so they're going to move up and down the spine, but we want it to stay in a particular place, and we're going to call it point location. You can either do a zone where it'll stay in one place and move 6 inches up or down, or you can push point where it stays in one place. Right now, it seems to be going up and down in a zone. Well, what I'm going to do, and you can see on the remote here, that arrow shows you where the rollers are going, up, down, based on the zone that you've got it in. But what we're going to do is we're going to push point, and as soon as I push the point button, you'll see that on the remote, instead of arrows, you've got a point. And we'll see that the kneading is working right now here on about the upper shoulders. Maybe we want to move that down to the low back. So let's move, so you go up here to the shoulder position, or the position of where the rollers are, and we're going to push the down button, and now we're going to see the rollers go down. See, now they're going down, down, down. Let's say we want it in the low back. So there we've got it in the low back right there. So manually we've moved it there, and now we can use the 3D, and I lied earlier, we are going to use the 3D. If we want to move those rollers forward more, you can see the setting on the remote control. We're moving it all the way up to the top of the 3D settings. Now you can really see the rollers kicking out. You see that? So you can move those rollers quite a bit more intensely forward than they go by default. Or we can retract them and move it back by going onto the minus sign on the 3D, and we're going to pull those rollers back if it's too intense or you want something a lot lighter. And you'll see here, as I push it, it goes back to a low setting, and the person that's using it will not feel it nearly as much as it did before. Now you can hardly even see it moving. If I push it again, watch the rollers there as I push it forward. You'll see those rollers moving even more and more forward. So now we've got the 3D setting all the way forward. Now, what else you can do when you're in this position, you can adjust the speed of the roller. So let's say we want to, let's not do that right now. Let's go over here to the airbag. Let's say you want to select an airbag. I'm going to turn on the, let's turn on the shoulder airbags. So now we can add the shoulder airbags, and you can see these airbags here are starting to inflate. You can see them inflating there. And let's say we want to add also the hand airbags. So down here we will see the hand airbags begin to inflate. See that? So I can manually set that. So we've manually set the roller to the low back, we've manually turned on the shoulder airbags, and we've manually turned on the arm airbags. And now why don't we go ahead and turn on the foot rollers? I can turn that on as well. And if you look down here, you'll see the foot rollers moving. So that is the manual setting of, using the manual settings of the Osaki OS-3D Pro Dreamer massage chair. Now let's say I want to increase the speed. And, I can't, well, I don't have it on the right. If you change the mode to a tapping, the speed will not change. You cannot change the speed of kneading. You have to move it to tapping, which I've done. And then you can see here on the remote the speed graph, and I'm going to turn that up, and then you can increase the speed. That will somewhat increase intensity as well. Now it's back down, but if you watch the rollers, I'm going to increase the speed, and you'll see it start to shake even more. You see that? Now it's shaking like crazy. That's the speed of the tapping is much faster. So you can adjust the intensity of the rollers by moving them forward or back like I showed you, or you can adjust the speed to make the tapping or the pummeling even quicker, and that's another way to increase the intensity. But that, and then of course you can adjust the airbag intensity. You see up here in the remote it says intensity. You can push the button to increase the intensity of the airbags, so it increases the squeeze of the airbags. And also you can adjust the width of the rollers to make them wider or narrower. If you're a big-bodied person, you might have a wider vertebra on the spine and you want to move those rollers out a little bit because it might be uncomfortable to have the rollers hitting your bone. Or if you're thin, you can move those rollers in, and you can do that with the width feature. So those are the manual settings of the Osaki OS-3D Pro Dreamer. I hope it made sense. We kind of jumped around from one place to the other on the remote control, but it's very easy to use, and this principle applies to all chairs that have manual settings. You select what you want the rollers to do, then you move the rollers where you want them to work, then you determine if you want it to be a point or a zone area that you want massaged, and then you can increase the intensity of the rollers either by speed and or the forward motion of the rollers, the 3D roller intensity, and then you can select whatever airbags you want, foot rollers, any other features. You can kind of add it on piecemeal, a la carte, if you will, so you're customizing this massage just for you. But that is the manual settings for the Osaki OS-3D Pro Dreamer. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, feel free to share us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and of course like us, and that will help us spread the word about massage chairs. Again, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.